Hello there. I'm afraid we've got some bad news. This last Monday on the 1st of August, we lost Bruiser. It was an accident. He was bitten by another dog. And unfortunately, he didn't survive his injuries as hard as we tried. And the vets tried very hard. There was nothing they could do. So, around about 6:30 on Monday evening, we had to unfortunately let him go. I can't blame the other dog for what happened. It wasn't really his fault. It was probably more mine for letting him get too close. I should have stepped in. But you never know what's going on in the dog's mind, and Bruiser was always a friendly dog. Bit too friendly. It was also bad on the way to the vets. We had a car crash as well. A car pulled out in front of us and we had a collision with them. So Monday wasn't our best day. We've buried him in a spot where we know we can visit. So we're always We've buried him in a spot that we can always visit. So that's one thing that we can. We've buried him in a spot where we can visit often. Our friend very kindly gave us a little plot in their back garden. And we've buried him with his favourite squeaky toy, a little owl. But we've kept his little giraffe. Just to remind us. That he was once here. This has really devastated the pair of us. This has really devastated us, really. This has really devastated us. Debbie can't be on camera. And it's a bit of a struggle for me too. Amazing how a little man. It's amazing how that little man. It's amazing how big an impact that little man has had on our lives. He was only 7. He was due to be 8 on the 15th of this month. So that's particularly sad for us. We expected to have him till he was at least 15 or 16. But he often sailed close to the wind. There was the time on our way to the Lancaster Canal when we first bought the boat, where he decided he'd climb inside the engine bay. And we went searching everywhere for him. And then, just in October of last year on our big trip, he decided to jump off the boat at Preston. Debbie had to go back for him. He drove us mad with his little ways, but we miss him quite a lot. I get up every morning at 5:30, and he ain't there whimpering to be let out. That's probably the hardest thing for me. For Debbie, it was the first cruise. He used to sit on that well deck with her while we did a journey, and he'd look out and just watch the world go by. I think it was one of his favourite little spots. Lots of other people have missed him as well. Lots of other people will miss him as well. Everybody loved him to bits. And Tango seems especially quiet at the moment. Tango was Bruiser's dad. And every now and again, he has a bit of a mooch round and looks for him. The one thing I will miss most of all, is him greeting me every time I came back to the boat. I had the same thing when we lost our other dog, Millie. That's the thing that really gets you there. So there's been a lot of tears this week. No, I've cried like a baby. And the worst thing is that the world keeps on turning and doesn't give us a chance to just stop and take stock. But we must carry on, and we will. We all expect that when we get a pet. They don't last very long. They don't last very long, and you just got to enjoy every minute you can with them. So if you have a dog or a cat or even a turtle and it's doing your head in, just remember, when they're gone, you don't half miss them. So for those of you who have watched us for a while and have seen the boys running around and enjoying themselves, here's a little montage. Here's a little montage of our little man.